Hey, and we'll wreck while whistling in the joinDOTA MLG Pro League
10
Season
seconds
2.
to go.
This is an elimination series, this is an elimination
5
match.
seconds.
My name is DragonDrop, bringing you the action along with my co-caster Turbo. Welcome back, man.
Reserve
Hey man,
time.
you enjoy last game or was it a little
just
bit
a little,
too
yeah,
stompy?
it was a little bit cool here and there, like some kills. Like,
Yeah.
normal.
Just a few kills.
Just a few
Still.
great kills, yeah.
I mean, we saw how NoToday can be really explosive when you give them an early lead.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
I mean,
especially
Smash.
Smash on the Shadow Fiend.
yeah,
It's a recipe for disaster right then and there. And we saw what happened. He was a major part of their influence and their control over the game as well. Yeah.
and generally I think they had better team fight coordination. Because I saw in a few fights, like the Lina and the Axe were using their ultimates on the same heroes when they didn't need to. So that meant that Axe, sure he used his dunk, but then the
Radiant's
Lina didn't
pick.
have her Laguna Blade off cooldown to use on somebody potentially more worthy of being killed.
Yep. I mean, we saw Wheel fight back in a really good team fight there at the first high ground defense, but that ultimately proved to be just a drop on Hearthstone. He is not today came back
Dyer's
just after
pick.
that to finish what they started. But yeah, the third game, it's a different game. Maybe not so much for not today as they pick up the Clockwork once more. But they're going to be up against Eventual Spirit and the Batrider now. So, what do you think about this Batrider Clockwork at first? Yeah, that kind of an adversarial relationship a little bit.
The Batrider obviously farms a lot faster, and
10
he
seconds
has
to
more
go.
presence in the lane because he's more mobile with his Firefly, so he can go into
5
the jungle
seconds.
and more successfully contest pulls and stacks.
Reserve time.
It's always risky stacking against a Batrider because you risk him walking into your jungle and being like, "Hey, these are some really juicy creeps that you prepared for me. Like, thanks a lot."
Yeah.
So, I kind of like what we saw last game where Lena walked in and found that stack they had prepared for Smash. So, he generally has a better time in games,
Dyer's ban.
just because he can farm a lot faster if he has a hard time in lane.
Yeah.
He can just retreat back to the jungle, and that's usually the end of that.
Yeah.
So,
And sometimes you see Batriders get like a 7 or 8
10
minute lane
seconds to
dagger.
go.
oh yeah.
Then again, IX Mike, who would assume would play this hero, he's
Radiant's
missed his link
ban.
timings before in the last couple of games as well. So What?
No, out of all the heroes that IX Mike plays, I would say his Clockwork and his Batrider are by far the best heroes.
About
yeah,
time.
probably. Maybe Nature's
So,
Prophet, I would put
10
that in the
seconds to
general
go.
area as well.
Yeah,
But he
it's just that
hasn't played that far.
Nature's
Ban.
Prophet hasn't been. I haven't seen him picked at all
Yeah.
in like a couple months. I think in this situation he's going to be fine. Earthshaker doesn't really doesn't bother the Batrider too much because he can
10
just fly over
seconds
the
to
fissure
go.
if he has Firefly available. So it's really up to
5
the
seconds.
Batrider to make a misplay in that situation. Like, he only dies if he misplays and he has Firefly off cooldown,
Reserve
or on
time.
cooldown.
Yep. We'll see how not
Radiant's
today
ban.
will want to deal with that Batrider later on, because of course that's some potent long-range initiation. If you have a couple of items up, Link Dagger, Force Staff, Boots of Travel, to go in, grab your target, and get out pretty damn quickly again. And Clockwork, I mean, sure, you
10
have some good
seconds to
initiation
go.
as well, but you are committing more so than the Batrider. Batrider
5
always has a
seconds.
chance to maybe try and get out with his mobility and his free pathing that he gets from Firefly.
Reserve
Clockwork,
time.
if he hooks in and if he connects, then it's a whole different story. Either you follow up with your whole team, or you
Dyer's
just
pick.
leave the Clockwork to die for the most part.
Basically. And they do have a way to save heroes too with the Clockwork,
Radiant's
like
pick.
with the Vengeful Spirit. They can just swap out whoever gets caught by Clockwork. They sacrifice the Venge, but by then she's already done what she has been asked.
Well, hell, depending on the situation, you can also swap out the Clockwork in a even worse position. Then the cogs
Yeah, that
aren't
too.
all that scary anymore. So A lot of possibilities with that swap available as well, and also taking that away as a possible counter up against the Bat Rider.
10 seconds to go.
So, yeah, I like that first 1-2 from Wheel, and now adding up the Zeus for some magic damage. Solid draft so far, I would say, but they're up against a Storm Spirit, and Smash didn't look too good in the first game with that hero, but I have a feeling this game might be different.
Yeah, I think the first game wasn't so much a failing on his part as it was the tri-lane kind of falling apart.
Yeah.
And they do ban out the Queen of Pain. I mean, he did die solo to the Queen of Pain in that game, and AM.
Dyer's pick.
Oh boy. This is a heavy farm-oriented tri-lane already.
Someone's dropped out like a kid in school.
Question for you. Does the blink... Is the blink animation fast enough to not get cancelled by the battery assault from the Clockwork?
The interval for battery assault is 0.7, and I believe that the
10 seconds to
blink
go.
animation is something a little higher than that.
Radiant's
so I
banned.
believe that it does get cancelled.
Yeah.
If Clockwork does isolate the anti-mage, although, oh man.
Yeah, but then again, Clockwork is all magic damage mostly, and Anti-Mage does have some protection up against it if he decides to put
seconds to
put some
go.
points into spell shield. So he might not even die to the Clockwork until the
5 seconds.
until Cogs run out.
And we're back.
I don't know. It's a little bit tricky here with the
Reserve
Anti-Mage. I
time.
feel.
Okay. Checking it out. The cast time for anti-mage's blink is listed on the site, the Dota 2 wiki, as 0.4 plus 0.53. So I believe 0.4 is the animation or something. I think it actually, I think he is okay to get away from the Clockwork battery assault.
Well, we might find out soon. I mean, if he can get out reliably, then there shouldn't be too much of a problem with that, at least. He still has to worry about Storm Switch to some degree here if he gets an Orchid up and running.
Yeah, I think this is a game where, like, sometimes you see really greedy anti-mages. I think we see this mostly in China. But anti-mages sometimes go for a really stats-oriented skill build. They get 1-1-1 or maybe 1-2-1 and then 1 in the ultimate, but they continue to put more points in stats. Sleazel could choose to do that, but this might be a game where you max out. Where you max out, instead of getting stats, you get like max in Blink and then more in Spell Shield.
I would definitely like a max out Blink. I mean, just to get that lower cooldown. From 12 to 5 seconds, that's a big deal, especially if you blink in aggressively, right? It allows you to just blink in more aggressively, and then if you get in trouble, get out more reliably. Because if you blink in level 1, maybe try and blink in for a kill here, try to finish someone off, and then suddenly an Earthshaker appears and stun locks you, then you can't even blink out, even if the stun, even if you're not stunned up anymore. So we'll see. We'll see how this works out.
We will see. That is the big question. I think Anti-Mage will have a really good time in this lane, however, because Clockwork can't really contest with him in terms of like, he's going to be zoned out by Venge and Lion really hard. And they honestly might be able to kill him. Meepo!
Okay.
Oh boy.
Things just got real, man.
Okay. I've actually been practicing Meepo a lot. I don't know why, I'm still horrible at him. But the big things I've learned are that this hero is so XP hungry and greedy. Like,
yeah, he goes it up like nothing else.
None of these other heroes on NoToday are gonna get farm that they need. And that's a big deal for a Storm Spirit. Like, he needs that farm. And he also is pretty greedy in terms of, like, XP. Like, he wants to go into the jungle, clear out stacks to maximize his efficiency. All of that's gonna be gone. Ifrit. This is... It's an okay way to deal with the anti-mage. Like, the net is good.
Yeah, the net is really good, then at the same time, it's only really counts if you can get the drop on the anti-mage and he can't really fight back. Because if he starts fighting back, if he has a line support with a an AoE stun and he has the Battle Fury up and running,
Places, everyone.
then the Meepos might not have the best time.
And honestly, they have some really good disable on their side. Like they've got the lasso, they've got 2 stuns from the Lion, they've got the 1 stun from Venge as the Valkyria is gonna go and place a ward in the Radiant Jungle. They have some good ways to lock down the Storm Spirit, the Phoenix, and the Meepo. So I could see them potentially. Ooh, my ex-Mike is actually coming to the bottom lane.
Right, so we can talk about that a little bit once the lanes take shape, but for now, so if you just tune in now, this is game number 3 of a best of 3 series here. We Not Today and Wheel Wreck While Whistling in the joinDOTA MLG Pro League Season 2 lower bracket.
30 seconds to showtime.
The winner of this will move on inside of the lower bracket. The loser of this though, not so much. They're actually gonna drop out of this Season 2 already. So... and with that, let's take a quick look at our lineup, starting with Wheel here. We've got Sleedle on the Entomage, Relic on that mid position Zeus, Goody behind once again on the Lion, Derp playing the Vengeful Spirits, maybe one of his staple heroes as well. I've seen him play that hero quite a bit. And if you're thinking of staple heroes, IX-Mike definitely on one of his on the Bad Riders. Valkyria here does get the Bounty Rune, very nicely played.
Radiant
Very well
on one
coordinated.
side,
I think
Dire on the other.
they don't actually have sentries here. So, they won't be able to deward this ward here that was placed really early by the Clockwork. Yeah, on the Dire side, we have Van playing the Earthshaker, Storm Spirit being played by Smash on this top lane, Phoenix support. It's going to be Stinger on that Phoenix. Mid, it's going to be Ifrit against the Zeus, who did not start with an early bottle thanks to that snipe by the Clockwork. And yeah, speaking of Clockwork, Valkyria playing it again on the off lane.
Yeah, he had a rough time in lane last game, but he definitely got his hooks in the right place later down the line. So solid play so far.
I'm gonna have to abandon you really quick. I'm really sorry.
Oh no!
Ah!
Why, Turbo? Why? I trusted you. That's okay. Okay. But it is as we suspected here. Sleazel is not gonna have any trouble farming down here. I mean, Goody trying his best to zone up Valkyria. He's getting a decent amount of levels though, as we don't actually see Derp joining the party. He's doing the pulling instead. And it's already a decent, double creep wave up here, and Valkyria will be able to get both of those worth of experience. Should be putting him close to level 3. If not at, no, not quite at level 3. Oh, there's a stun coming out just to harass a little bit. But yeah, he's doing okay so far. Meanwhile, in the other offlane, we don't see anything. We've got Smash all alone up here, as IX-Mike opted to go for the level 1 jungle. Not quite as efficient here on the Batrider. Ideally, you just stick him in the offlane, see if you can get at least level 2 or 3. So you can get 2 points up into the Firefly, or maybe 2 points up into the Napalm. So you can start accelerating that a little bit. It also gives your supports time to stack up the jungle a little bit more, but they've still been able to do that. Double stack here at the ready, and also double stack right here. IX-Mike gonna do well, but then again, so will Smash. And these supports are free to roam around and not doing that.
Valkyria's dead bottom lane.
Oh wow.
No use crying over spilled
First blow goes to Goody.
Well, good thing you came back. I would have missed that.
I got you, man.
First time for everything.
Oh man.
Yeah,
Derp deciding to come back after the one single pull, and then nice little first blood going their way, and yeah.
It's good for the Lion to get it. It would have been better for the anti-mage, but honestly, getting gold on your supports, especially someone who's a little more level and gold dependent as the Lion. Nice. How's this mid lane matchup going? Relic is actually CSing very well. So
yeah, it's as you would expect. I would say he has a Zeus up against any sort of melee hero. If he doesn't get caught out by a couple of nets and maybe a couple of proof combos, then he should be fine.
Towers taking hits.
He shouldn't be caught out too much if he just zaps around a little bit with the arc lighting, get a CS in a safe way, and do some harassment at the same time. If it though, on the other hand, is gonna have plenty of sustain with 2 Meepers up and running now. Just one acting as a courier, so to speak.
I'm being told that you have the ESL1 logo up instead of MLG.
There we go. I forgot that.
Okay. I think out of all the heroes that I would want to be on to go against a Meepo, Zeus is actually one of them because he has that long range long range way to get last hits with the arc lightning, and he doesn't have to go up close and risk maybe getting netted. As Ifrit will bottle up a regen, going for early treads.
Radiant definitely useful. Relic. There's Van here as well. They're looking for the fissure. Do get it, but the wheel. Goody and Dirt over here to counter initiate, and now Ifrit is the one taking quite a bit of damage here. Is it enough though? Relic does have another lightning bolt right now. If you can get it on the right Meepo, but that's the further one away. It does not quite get enough damage.
In bad shape.
Unfortunate.
Still, pretty huge there. Doesn't die. Probably gonna send Meepo back to base, honestly. Oh, no, he's just gonna bottle up his lower health one as he comes back. Oh, he will send the other one back to base. So, Meepo, a hero with a lot of uptime because he's able to just send heroes back and all that. And of course, we see here this monstrous stack being set up by Goody on this line. Gonna help IX Mike.
He's been working on that for quite a while. That's a quad stack now in that top camp.
And I mean, look at this.
Oh wow.
These ones are just huge. Like this is why I say don't give Batrider to Wheel, because not only is IX Mike a fantastic Batrider player, his team plays really well around the Batrider. They know how much they need to stack for him to get an early Blink Dagger, and how much impact he can have on the game just by having it early. Yep. So he's gonna have it before 8 minutes, I think.
It's gonna be as early as it gets, I suppose, especially with that extra stack here up and running. He's already at about 1500 gold. Yeah, he's 1600 even.
He's not even upgrading his boots or going for a bottle. We'll see. We'll see Batriders go for this sometimes, but like in this case, he doesn't even need it.
Yeah, I mean he has complete free farm. Yeah,
basically.
Completely free reign. I do miss this stack here.
I don't think that can be stacked anymore. Actually, like maybe once more if he clears out all these trees, but beyond that, I think they've maxed it out in terms of stacked.
The Pooh range creep, because we're cut out for him, but now he will die.
Here.
They are looking good so far for Wheel in terms of economy here, but on the other side you've got Smash. I mean that's a kind of a trade-off. You give Smash and completely uncontested lane. They've been doing a good job controlling the creep equilibrium, using the jungle camp right here as well to the best of the potential, and yeah. Smash right on top there, and Ifrit's actually also now starting to do a little bit of jungling of his own. There have been also quite a few stacks here on the Dire side, and yeah, he's sitting on top of the net worth chart now.
Yeah, he's going for that early Aghanim Scepter. He will have it relatively quickly, although Batrider he actually has the Blink Dagger after one more creep kill, like one more camp. Doesn't have the Firefly now.
Oh well, he can just wait for a tick goal if anything else fails.
Yeah, well, he does still need to kill one more camp, because he does need the Blink Dagger, sure, and he'll buy it now, but he also needs gold for a smoke so that he can get the drop on Not Today. And I think he needs to go top. He needs to kill Storm Spirit or Meepo. Anyone else in the gank isn't.
Yeah, Meepo would be a nice choice, I
Hands off!
Actually, if you get the chance to get a drop on him before they really are a lot of Meepos, and there's a chance that he'll just poof on top of you and insta-gib you. If you drag him in, and I would definitely take that.
Yeah, I'll take that any day.
But yeah, top. At some point they're gonna have to respond to this as well. Tier 1 already went down, and there's a catapult now working away at Tier 2, and there's no teleport reactions just yet.
Well, they can't teleport IX Mike there, because then they reveal the fact that he has a Blink Dagger. And anyone else who goes there, I think, dies. So it's a bit of a catch-22.
Radiant's top tower.
They will send Goody there, and IX Mike's actually with him. They're gonna pop the smoke now and try and get a kill.
Yep.
And they do have a TP
Radiant's
rotation from
top
Zeus if they
tower's
want.
taking hits.
Level 6 online. There's a teleport. Smash gets stunned up. Phoenix trying to do what he can, but the stun is a little bit off the mark. Smash already down. Won't be able to get the right clicks on though. The Phoenix will be able to make it away. But yeah, nice kill nonetheless.
Yeah, very good rotations. Just revealing the Blink Dagger in a pretty spectacular fashion, getting the kill that they needed. They even stacked the stuns there. Like, Goody didn't want to risk anything. He used the Earth Spike and the Hex while Storm Spirit was still under the effect of the lasso, just so they could secure it. And honestly, that's fine.
Yeah, if you have enough damage to bring him down, then yeah, it's a little bit of an opportunity cost as well. But then again, you have to ask yourself, what happens if you don't make sure that we have him locked down at all times? What happens if you give them a split second that he needs to get the zip off, and everything is for naught? The Blink Dagger is revealed here without any gain, and yeah.
So that also
buys.
buys. Yeah, definitely. And they buy time for the Anti-Mage to catch up in terms of CS to the Storm Spirit, although Storm was jungling a little bit, I believe. And he did take that tower, so there's going to be a bit of a discrepancy there, but the Anti-Mage after that gank has surpassed the Storm Spirit in terms of net worth.
By about 400 gold now. I think that 200, the Storm Spirit just cleared another camp up here. But yeah, now it's Liesel's turn to put on some pressure on his tier 1 of the zone. He's not going to be quite as fast.
And there is a smoke. They want to kill him.
Yeah. Get the Earthshake at the ready here. They don't have the Phoenix Sun, but they shouldn't. Oh, they have it in 5 seconds. It's actually relatively low cooldown. I always forget that.
Oh, they're going mid instead of trying to get the AM kill. I think that's actually bigger. Oh, good ultimate by Relic.
Oh, sees him, but the hookshot will miss. But he kind of caught on the wrong side. There's a stun coming out. Stinger comes in, has stun at the ready if he needs. Nice Fishy here, blocking up Relic here. As Dope tries to move top. Nice Cox blocking in Relic, so he's not long for the world. Smash here, trying to decide for a target. Will go for Vengeful Spirit. Now Goody, last man standing. He will fall too.
2 down.
It's not going well. Ilfred died during all of that somehow.
Okay, I don't understand exactly what... okay. So, they did kill Meepo. That's the big thing there. They delay his his Aghanim Scepter a little bit, but he still only needs one more component, like 800 more gold. I would say, honestly, that would be even for both teams if Sleazel hadn't made a rotation there, but for some reason he TP'd instead of just pressuring this bottom tower.
Yeah.
If he takes the bot tower, then that's fine for Wheel, but in that case he makes a rotation, doesn't get anything out of it, which is huge as a carry. Like, you need to get something if you're gonna TP to another lane that early.
And because of that, Smash actually surpassed him once more. Got a lot of gold out of that, about 800 off of that engagement. Yeah, that's his first Oblivion stuff done, so Orchid is the choice for him.
Yep, pretty standard. Good against Anti-Mage. Unfortunate that they lose Ifrit there, but honestly, Meepo farms so quickly that they're probably not super bothered about that. He's gonna clear these creeps out, regardless.
Yep. Oh, they're pinging out Sleazel here once more. Valkyria has another hookshot available. Oh, there's the net, there's the hook. Gonna keep him there for just a little bit, but he should be able to blink out. Now the Cock's locking him down a little bit longer. Not quite enough, still has a salve. Now the counter initiation here, double stun on both of the Meepos here, and yeah, Mana Void even committed after the last one to bring him down. Now Stinger, hexed up. Nice, yeah, nice Flame Break, enough to keep him here on the right side of the cliff. So it's 2 heroes down just like that. Valkyria forced to use the Cox defensively. That'll be that. That turned around them quite nicely, and yeah, with Meepo going down, sure, he's farming extremely quickly. He was on top of the net worth chart, but that also means if you decide to go aggressive with him, and you give up a kill like that, it's a lot of gold going the way of the other team.
Yeah, and Sleazel will look to take a tier 1 tower here. Valkyria will try and stop it, but Derp does not actually have mana for a stun. Needs just a little bit more.
To place the ward.
Yeah.
So yeah, to set up for any further...
Oh, they're actually going to try and get another kill.
Oh, there we go.
Radiant's toughened up their structures.
But enough damage over time. With the rocket, it might be here.
No, he doesn't have enough levels. Oh, he actually isn't maxed out.
He hasn't maxed out, yeah.
The 1 point in spell shields. He's going for that stats build that I mentioned.
Radiant's
So
top tower is
ultimately,
taking hits.
he's taking a lot of pressure, but he does salve up. He should be okay in this lane.
Also, him surviving there is actually a big deal because he's getting pretty damn close to his Battle Fury, and that's when the when the time bomb really starts ticking.
It's a rough time, but overall he's dealing with the pressure really well. Hasn't taken this tower yet, but he's rotating into the jungle now. He realizes that Wheel don't actually see anyone on the map except for Van and Stinger, so playing against the Storm Spirit and the Clockwork, he has to be very safe in this situation. And he's doing exactly what's needed of him. He's just rotating in and out of the jungle, playing safe.
Is the axe from Meepo?
14 minutes is really good.
Yeah.
But X Mike does have his lasso up. He's currently sitting on a Blink Dagger and a Force Staff.
Oh, there's a hook shot down here in the bottom lane. They will find Sleazel. Stunlock pretty good so far. There's the net, there's the Cox, and yeah, he will fall with the chain net. That's a big deal. That was just before his Battle Fury. Oh man. Now this tier 1 tower in the bottom lane looks like the next target for NoToday. Or maybe Ike's Mike here. If he doesn't get the hell out of there right about now.
Bottom tower ain't a pretty
He's fine.
sight
He's got the Force Staff, and now Goody has a Force Staff too. He actually goes for the Force first instead of the Blink Dagger on Lion. So they've got quite a bit of mobility.
Up against Clockwork, I definitely agree with that choice.
Yeah.
As well as the nets, I think Force Staff should get you out of that.
Yeah, and they give up the tier 1 tower bottom, but honestly, without their anti-mage, that's fine. They know their limits at this point. They're gonna back up behind the tier 1 tower. Smoke. They don't actually have a smoke. It's coming out to them on the courier.
Yep. That plus some sentry wards. Don't know that they'll use the smoke right away.
They've got ultimate up on Goody, and they have lasso on IX Mike. I think they need to find something here. They're gonna smoke behind Sleazel, and when he pushes the tier 1 tower top, he's gonna force a rotation from NoToday, and maybe they're looking to find a kill from that. They're like, the first hero that rotates, we just jump on them and kill them.
Radiant's bottom
if they rotate, I mean, right now it looks like NoToday is having some similar thoughts about the tier 2. I'll look to engage on someone here. Relic is getting a little bit too far forward, but no Blink Dagger on Ifrit just yet, so the real way to jump on him.
Yeah, it's fine for now. He has picked up an early Hand of Midas over anything else, and it looks like he's going for either a BKB or an Ag Scepter. I hope it's an Ag Scepter, because BKB first on Zeus is weird.
Yeah.
Dire's top tower.
Yeah, I mean, I guess you would need a BKB at some point, just because of the Storm and Earthshake, if nothing else.
Yeah.
You get caught in that flurry, then you can say casting spells goodbye. So
Dire's top tower's getting beat down.
And AM does pick up his Battle Fury at 16 minutes, although it looks like NoToday are going to counter that out by going for the Roche kill. Getting Roche with Meepo is actually a lot harder now because of Roche's slam ability, doing more damage.
Yeah.
Although he will be able to micro his heroes now. Micro skills.
Oh, one of these Meepo is pretty damn low. We'll get scattered out now by the Zeus ultimate, but unfortunately they're not in position to capitalize on this.
Still, that's just a vision issue where it's like, okay, we don't see anyone on the map, and our AM is trying to push top tier 1 tower. Like, if he dies here, that's huge for us, so it's just a scouting ultimate to see, like, okay, is our AM safe? Alright, they're in Roche.
Oh, Goody might not be so safe. He has Smash coming in, hookshot at the same time on Relic. He's gonna fall too, and wow. 2 heroes deleted from the game. Ike's Mike, man, can't really do anything. The fight is already over. It's not really much of a point blinking into Lesser Summon.
Radiant's mid tower's coming apart.
You want to be the first to come in and pick up a target and stop the fight on the right foot. 2 heroes down, especially with 2 heroes that provide a lot of lockdown and burst. Can't really fault that.
Yeah, good decision by him to not jump in and sacrifice his life. I think when they respawn, honestly, I think they're going to give up this T2 also. They're fighting into a Meepo with Aegis, so...
Have fun trying to bust down.
Sleazel not quite up to snuff just yet. He does have his Battle Fury now, but he still needs some time. Oh, there's an engagement though. Ike's Mike comes in. I don't know. I mean, Stinger will die, swap out, he's still alive. Doctor will sacrifice himself. Inside the cogs here, Goody kind of caught between rock and hard place as well. Gets a stun off, they do get the kill on the Meepo. He will be right back though. So,
Still.
I guess that stops him from going high ground now, at the very least.
Yeah.
So I guess it was worth it with Ike's Mike also surviving.
And they buy time for AM to farm.
Dyer's
He's
top
getting
tower's
close to...
getting
He can
beat
purchase
down.
his Yasha in one more creep camp. And the big thing there was that Stinger... Like, that was a really good initiation by X Mike. He saw that Stinger was pretty low. He could kill him before he got the supernova off, and he did it. Like, Stinger had maybe 1 second to press R, but surprisingly he chose not to do it. Maybe ping issues. But either way, dying before he can pop his ultimate.
Yep. So, can take a quick look at the graphs here, almost 20 minutes in, and yeah, NoToday once again showing us what they can do and if they have a game plan that works. 5,000 in their favor right now, but 4,000 in terms of experience. And this Meepo just slowly but surely pulling ahead in terms of gold, and it's only going to get worse if he decides to start farming, but right now, has a Blink Dagger and wants to put that to use offensively.
The only worry I see here is there will be a defensive ultimate to spot out. Wheel also, in the games that I've casted them, like, they play really well around Zeus. They are not afraid to use their ultimate to scout out whenever they're unsure about where people are on the map. So they see NoToday making a smoke gank and they immediately rotate everybody up to top. They're going to try and find a kill on Meepo here.
There's the extra Meepos here. Do they have enough damage? Yeah, with Sleedle there. Working away at him. Oh, Manaboy not actually doing a whole lot. But
Oh boy.
plenty to bring him down, and that's kind of the danger of the Meepo. I mean, sure, you have your Blink Meepo here down there with the rest of your team, ready to help you out a bit. And if your other Meepos that are somewhere else or farming on the map get caught out, sure, you can get in, but the rest of your team can't. So.
Yeah. And this is also, like, I would call that a bit of a misplay by NoToday, because their smoke ganked as 4, they know their Meepo's alone in the jungle. As soon as the Zeus ultimate comes out, like, they have to know that Meepo has been spotted, and if they're not finding anybody to get a kill on, then they need to assume that Wheel are off ganking their hero.
Yep.
And just not cognizant of that fact, I suppose. Just not experienced enough, maybe. Ifrit just caught out in the jungle in no man's land.
Yep. Rudy with a disconnect as well. See all of Wheels still up here in the top lane. These are not actively pushing the tower, so not actively baiting out, but of course they still know that he's around there. And only one is here, that's Ike's Mike trying to defend with Flame Break and maybe Firefly, so it should be fairly effective. Question is, what does NoToday do from this position?
From the looks of things, they're drawing around the map. They're like, we need to secure our jungle, we don't have any vision of this area, and that's pretty accurate. They've used both of their, checking out their warding situation. They get more wards in about 2 minutes. Don't have any on the Phoenix or the Earthshaker, so they've used both of theirs very aggressively. One in the Radiant base and then one on the high ground, which I think IX Mike should just buy a gem at this point. Peruvians. Oh boy.
Goody's actually Venezuelan, isn't he?
Yeah. Oh well. Well, we'll
Just
see
what
if
Mike knows.
we'll see what NoToday. We'll see what NoToday respond with. It's IX Mike. His distrust of the South American teams is well known, well documented, starting with Union Gaming. It looks like
it was warranted, though, to some degree, with Union Gaming, unfortunately. But
oh yeah, well, I mean, eventually we found out.
yeah,
But I mean, in this situation, like, NoToday have to play very defensive, and they can't farm the jungle, which is exactly the opposite of what a Meepo wants. If he, wants to accrue as much farm as he can, and against an anti-mage who has a Battle Fury and a Yasha, he's gonna fall behind if he can't farm his jungle. And Wheel apparently know this. They've put up a ward in the jungle that did spot the Meepo. So
yeah.
they're playing very well here.
At the same time, it's not just that Ifrit can't really farm his jungle because of the anti-mage now kind of setting up shop there with the rest of his team. It's also that they've been playing much more aggressively, much earlier than we see some Meepos do. I mean, he started going aggressive, not even with the Blink Dagger, but also with the Aghanim Scepter pickup. And even more so once they actually picked up the Blink Dagger on him. They really wanted to look for these kills, they wanted to bring down the towers. They've succeeded in the tower objective at the very least, but... yeah, but at what cost? That anti-mage actually pretty damn close to you in terms of net worth. I mean, the one saving grace for them is... or... I can't really call it a saving grace because they're still ahead in this game. But yeah, the one thing that can counteract that a little bit, that's kind of tips the balances a little bit further, is Smash sitting actually on the very top of the net worth with an Orchid and 3,000 gold in the bank.
Honestly, his impact this game has been kind of subdued. He's got 411 and the highest net worth, as you mentioned, but I think it's up to him to turn the game in his team's favor at this point. The Meepo is falling behind a little bit. He's died 3 times, no kills, so he's farming really well, but his impact on the game, besides his ability to help push, is not that great. I think it'll be up to Smash to kind of pull things together, although Earthshaker is working on a Blink Dagger. He's about 400 gold away from that. 500 gold.
Yep.
The big problem I foresee in the future... Oh boy. But the big problem I foresee in the future for NoToday is that Meepo becomes... The nature of Meepo is that he becomes level 25 and 6-slotted very quickly. That's just the nature of Meepo. So he maxes out maybe like 35, 40 minutes. If he farms as much as he would like, it's probably sooner. But against Anti-Mage, who hits his peak at around 45 minutes, after that point, the game becomes really hard for NoToday because I don't know if they can exactly kill Anti-Mage. Like, Sleazel is definitely going to get a BKB this game.
Yeah.
I think he has to.
About it.
It's probably going to be after... Well, the Manta style should protect him against the Orchid, but against the Earthshaker and the Clockwork, I think he needs to get a BKB after his next item.
Know the drill.
Yeah, Earthshaker, Clockwork, also Storm with the Electric Vortex.
The Dire might want to lie in their top tower.
Not so much magic damage since you have some protection up against that, but just the lockdown coming from that inherent spell, and as soon as he gets a Scythe of Fires, it's also gonna factor in.
Oh yeah,
some degree.
So BKB probably the best option here for Sleazel, and I think he knows it. He's an experienced player. Like I've seen him in a lot of teams as Wheel are gonna get the hell out of here. Clockwork might find them. Nope, won't be able to. So clean disengage by Wheel. Very well played by them. They're playing pretty well against NoToday here in the situation.
And Sleazel just continues to farm up. So
you get tired there?
But yeah, just a little bit, sorry.
It's fine. I would too. I mean, with a pause and everything. It's unfortunate. But we're getting back into things. It looks like Relic is actually working on a first item.
Oh, Blink.
Good Blink reactions by NoToday.
It was like an instant reaction there from Ifrit.
Hold on. I need to ask the admin something.
Yeah, Blinks galore here. As... what else is a Blink? Of course, Anti-Mage has an inbuilt Blink. Goody, not quite working on that just yet. He doesn't quite have the gold. But there's a BKB actually coming up for Relic, so... That's a good item for him, I suppose. That should keep him safe for a little while, give him a little bit more room to actually start casting spells. So we talked about that before. Having this item not just on the Anti-Mage, but for Relic as well. Kind of a core up against this lineup from NoToday.
Oh boy. Bloodstone completed for Smash, and there's a Diffusal Blade on. Okay, more reason.
Anti-Mage as well. Burn some mana.
More reason to get the BKB for Sleazel when he sees this. Like, I think he could see this coming. Like Meepo had a Blade of Alacrity, so unless he's going for an early Manta style, which is unlikely, you can be pretty sure that it's going to be a Diffusal Blade, which is okay. I'm not a huge fan of it, but we'll see if he can make it work.
It looks like NoToday want to take over this jungle once again. Real happy to concede it for the time being. Still haven't found these wards, by the way.
They did see it here. They used a thunderbolt on it, or a lightning bolt, but they saw that Clockwork was in their jungle. IX Mike ran away from him, so they were just like, we should not stick around here. We might just give up 2 kills for free. And Zeus didn't have any mana to throw out spells, so it wasn't worth it in that situation to stay around. They know it's there, so they'll clean it out eventually.
Yeah, meanwhile, Sneasel, Dub and Goody hanging around at top, maybe waiting for someone to go on him. Ifrit is here, and is the main Meepo here as well? I can never tell. No, the main Meepo's in Roche Pit, so...
Yeah, he's just scouting it out. It won't be up for another couple of minutes, so I don't know if this is entirely worth it, but might as well. Is Smash gonna zip bottom? It will finally de-ward this. I don't think they're gonna get the one in their base. Like, this is a really not obvious ward.
You don't normally put a lightning bolt there to scout it out.
I think, like, that's why they should be buying a gem at this point. They want to protect their... Oh, if Relic ults here, he's going to see it. He's just doing the clap.
Well, it's just a little bit later. We'll scout out that smoke gang once again. So the scouting from the Zeus ult is such a big part of the spell, and Relic is just... Yeah, popping it liberally and the way it should be used, I guess. I mean, it's not that much damage, all things considered.
It's like the spell that could make a big difference in a team fight, sure, but in
it
this
could make
period of downtime,
an even bigger difference by avoiding the team fight altogether, or just making sure that you have enough intelligence to take it on your terms.
Well, it's important that they don't lose the anti-mage, and whenever they're fearing for his safety, they just pop the ultimate. And they've done a really good job of protecting Sleazel this fight. He's already got the Manta style on top of 2,000 more gold, so he can get his BKB really quickly if he so desires.
Sweet.
You're gonna make me start yawning, eh?
Well, the game right now is passive enough so that we can just blame it on the game, so... I'll
yeah, sure. It's totally the game. All joking aside, like, I have to say Wheeler playing this very well. They're behind in terms of net worth just a little bit, like 5,000. But that's to be expected against a Meepo, and Anti-Mage will start to ramp up his farm. They can't kill him right now. Like, they're just unable to, because Zeus uses his ultimate every time it's off cooldown, so they can't gank him.
It just keeps... going higher and higher, and soon enough he will even surpass the Meepo. It's not something that you usually see, but it's really down to if you're just keeping one of his Meepos down there at the base, and the rest of the all the other 4 Meepos together. Normally what you see with Meepos just getting out of control in terms of gold is if you have 2 and 3 Meepos, maybe the split, or maybe 1, 2, 2 the split. But not 1-4 with one not doing anything.
Kind of an inexperienced way to play Meepo. Smash is going to clear out the creep waves on top and secure that, make sure that they don't lose the tower. He can actually deny it if he wants. But this is kind of like a, I don't want to say rookie mistake, but it's a result of him having to play really passive. Like, he's always scared that he might be ganked by the Batrider, so he has to keep his Meepos together at all times, or else it's an easier kill for IX Mike. So he's not able to farm as fast as he would like. Anti-Mage is now going to surpass him in net worth as a result of this. Because
they find Smash up top here. Anti-Mage gonna try to burn some mana, so... nice hacks as well. Mana Void comes out. Easy pick off here. Oh, there's a hookshot though in the back. Does catch Relic here, but he has the BKB up and running. There's the Acros level 2 here. IX Mike still gets the BKB off. Now, if it comes back in, Clockwork dies. And now Relic, he's the one caught in the Geostrike maces or whatever he has. Yeah, making a 2-for-2 trade. Kind of scary he is, as dust settles and everyone else gets away.
Still, pretty big win for Wheel. They kill Smash. They bring him down to 5 Bloodstone charges. He doesn't get a kill there. And Meepo does get a few kills there, but Anti-Mage survives through all of it.
Yep. Even with the kills that Meepo just got, I mean, Anti-Mage is right up there with him in terms of net worth.
Ooh, they're gonna find Derp
Oh.
here. He's dead.
Oh, is he? Yes, he is.
That's like the ultimate anticlimax.
Yeah.
It's like, is he gonna live? No, he's not.
At some point, you just have to concede the fact that things are over. In this case, Derp's life was over indeed.
It's all ogre. Still, Zeus survived in that fight a lot longer than he should have because he got hooked by the clockwork, but then he was just like, I have a BKB, so
Panic
your
button
blade
go.
mail, your blade mail doesn't intimidate me. So Valkyria was trapped inside with the Zeus, who was taking literally no damage, and he got all his spells off because sometimes you see, like clockwork gets the battery assault off, and then Zeus is unable to ult because his cast point is actually quite high on his ult.
Yep.
And in this situation, he doesn't have to worry about it. So that's another benefit of getting BKB first. He will work on. I don't know what he goes for next. Maybe a Bloodstone for more mana regen. Maybe a refresher.
Radiant got one last
I would like to see a refresher here. I mean, it does give you that safety of either always having the ult as well to either scout.
Yeah.
Or just to have it in teamfight as well. Might see a teamfight up top here as teleports come out as they try and defend the high ground. If it here, doing quite a number here, throwing out zoning nets at this point, but Ike's Mike still gets in, grabs one of the meepos here, and quite a bit of damage coming out, but not quite enough just yet. There's the Phoenix down here, Valkyria. Not sure who he grabbed. Yeah, BKBs will keep everyone safe. Nice stun here. After the Aegis respawn, it seems like. Oh, Stinger, what? The tower finishes him off. Oh, man. Oh, there's a nice swap here. There's a stun on Ifrit. He's gonna fall here. Valkyria trying to save himself, save his buddy, but actually giving his own life in the process. Smash zips into the tree, so yeah, no mana voids in range for Sleedle. That was a great fight for Wheel.
Yeah, amazing. Anti-Mage had just picked up his BKB, so he was ready to fight. He's gonna take a tier 1 tower off this. Maybe, probably. They take 2 here. Maybe they go top and take this tier 2 since it's at 116 HP.
Goody also got 1,000 gold off of that, so that'll finish up his Blink Dagger. So even more mobility for him. Oh, what's going on here? Smash going in deep here with the help of Van, so they do get Sleedle here. Oh man, that was once again a really good. And they get this denied at the very least. So yeah, just like that, the turnaround once again, another 1,000 gold change. A lot of that going the way of the Earthshaker this time around.
That's nice. He gets a Ghost Scepter off of that. It'll hurt him more in the long run against spells. I mean, they have a Zeus. They have a
lion, right?
Lion. Like, that might not be the item to get, but in the end, he will purchase it. This buys time for Meepo to farm, get some more delicious gold, as he did choose to upgrade his Diffusal Blade. I think after this he goes into a Scotty, maybe, yeah, I think Scotty, just to tank up his illusions too, or his copies.
Yeah, I don't think he needs a Scythe. I mean, Dresser's team can pick up the slack there. Oh, speaking of slack, there's Stinger here left for dead. Nice hookshot though, but can he really make it work? Ice Mike will get out, Goody will 4-step out, so not really as effective. Oh, there's
no.
Nice. That's a gem on the deck as well.
No, that was the Phoenix's gem.
Yeah, but what? Phoenix gem? No, yeah, Lion got it and then immediately gave it back. Okay.
Yeah,
So
Phoenix
Guri is just very nice, in fact.
Phoenix actually dies and then buys back there, perhaps unnecessarily.
Yeah.
They don't need him to win, or to at least take down the Lion. Good little engagement there. He does reclaim the gem for his own, and Wheel are kind of locked up in their base for a little bit, as they don't have any vision on the map. Yep. They really needed that gem.
Zeus ulti up yet as well for another 40 seconds. A little bit in a bind. We can take another quick look at the graphs, and yeah, it's a little bit of a change in their favor. Now it's about a 2,500 gold advantage for Not. Experience is barely worth mentioning at this point here, about 2,000 in favor of Not. So this looks like a very close game, but the way we've been having to play right now seems like much different. And yeah, if they always hold up in the base like this, if they don't manage to break out soon, then NoToday will just be farming the entire map. I mean, it's starting with their own jungle instead of the Radiant side jungle, so Sleazel will have something to get down here, as we have another pause coming out.
Another pause. Hopefully this won't last that long, but we will see. I think in this situation, hi to you, X Mike.
Tempted to just write hello.
Don't, man.
No.
And we hola. We see like Ix Mike has actually done really well for himself. He's third in terms of net worth on his team. He's got a Blink Dagger, BKB. Oh, oh my God!
I don't want to know what that means. Don't tell anyone.
No, that just means hello, bigot. It just like hello, racist.
Yeah, that does make sense.
He's got BKB, Force Staff, Blink Dagger, and Boots of Travel. So he's doing very well for himself. He's basically got all that he needs, and his lassos have been great this entire game. He's been catching out the Meepo whenever he needs, and I think maybe it might be better to focus on the Storm Spirit at this point, but it's all up to him.
Yeah, it's always more tricky to get, because if you want to get the Storm Spirit, you really gotta commit, not just with the Bat Rider, but also with some of the other lockdowns. So you need the hacks, you need the follow-up stun from the Lion, and at that point, if the rest of NoToday is coming in, like if the Meepo is blinking on top of you and you already use your Earth Spike, might be in a little bit of trouble if you committed on the Storm, and you don't even quite bring him down, and then Meepo is just bashing your face in. So a little bit of a harder target to go on, I would say.
Yeah, difficult. We'll see if they can pull it out. They have very good high ground defense, as we saw in that last fight. Oh boy, you're infecting me.
Why are you yawning, man? You're in the US. It's freaking 3 a.m. here.
It's that pause, man. His Lion does reconnect. Hopefully this will be it. He's got a Blink Dagger and a Force Staff, so he's got basically all he could want. Maybe an Ag Scepter this game.
Yeah.
The game goes on long enough.
That'd be funny.
Though I would say, like, in this situation, Wheel are still okay with how the game's going. As I mentioned, they have really good high ground defense. They have an anti-mage who, in 10 minutes, is going to grab probably his next item or two. I think... What do you think he goes for next? I'm thinking Butterfly.
Butterfly would be a good choice. I mean, there's no one that would really benefit from an MKB, or that would really want to build a MKB. On the side of not, at least.
Yeah, and one thing that I think is interesting is that he's completely decided to forego a Vlad's, but his teammate, the Vengeful Spirit Derp, is actually building one for him. He knows what he wants, and he doesn't want to spend an item slot on a Vlad's.
Yeah, you can't really afford it. Eventually, you're gonna have to sell it anyway. So
yeah,
if you can get away with it, then you don't pick it up in the first place and have one of your supports do it. It doesn't mean that Vengeful Spirit doesn't really get a 4-star of her own, but yeah, Vlad's is a good item and should. The value that you get off of that should be enough to offset that.
Ooh, there's a smoke by the Radiant. They're gonna try and find something. They know that they're up here.
I did see the rocket here from Valkyria.
They're gonna find him.
Yep, there we go, blink forward, there's the Hex as well, so he's actually down for the count. Phoenix Sun comes out, and for to see as well. Can they bring down Phoenix Sun in time? No, they just, not quite, but they do bring down Ifrit, which is arguably the more important target.
Yeah. So, getting the Meepo kill, that was he did actually go for a Hex. Smash is gonna jump in.
Looking for revenge, going in here, pops the BKB, focuses on Sleazel. He doesn't have a BKB of his own available. Nice Echo Slimy on 2 heroes, and now everything's turning around. Nice stun from Goody, but it's not over yet. Relic will fall after Sleazel. Now Goody, last man standing up here in the top lane, and he will, slowly burn out to the Sunray.
Oh boy.
That BKB on the Storm Spirit caught them off guard. And Sleazel not having his BKB available really hurt him there.
Yeah, he used it perhaps a little unnecessarily in that engagement. They did kill Meepo and the Clockwork. Really fast reactions by Stinger. He he popped his ultimate just as Lion blinked in to get a stun off. So if he died there, I think that fight goes completely differently for NoToday. Smash probably still jumps in and gets a kill there, and they did have the Echo Slam from the Earthshaker, but ultimately, really good fight. And Sleazel dying there, huge.
Yeah. Did have buyback, and he will be able to hold on to it, I suppose, but still, that's 70 seconds down, that he isn't farming, that he isn't putting on pressure on the side lanes.
Oh.
What? Oh, wow. Yeah, Ike's Mike will also survive here, blinking into tree line. Oh, maybe not. Smash with a haste rune as well as a good amount of mana region here. Will still find him, so Ike's Mike actually... goodbye. Is it worth it?
Yeah, I think so. The clockwork, without the clockwork, they can't kill Anti-Mage if they try to find him. They have a harder time breaking base, so it deters them from doing that. And Smash is gonna take this regen rune. I thought they'd give it to Phoenix, but I was wrong. They're gonna wait for Roche in this situation. They just park Ifrit in the Roche pit. It's 1 minute and 30 seconds until he respawns. But ultimately, they might go once once Clockwork respawns, but I think they're just gonna wait for a Roche. It's a little too risky going uphill against this team, and they don't know if Batrider has buyback, which he does.
Definitely want to have that safety of the Roche on your side if you want to breach up there. I mean, we're getting to a point where one single team fight can just mean the difference between life or death, not just in this game but also in this tournament.
Like you see here, Sleazel is playing so defensive. He sees this wave, but there's nobody on the map. They don't have any vision due to this gem coming out from Phoenix. So he has to play ultra safe, and he can't farm as much as he would like.
Yeah. And it shows, he's slowly starting to fall behind again. While the rest of the side of Not can just get what they want. Ifrit has been able to farm a little bit more liberally now. Thinking about 20,000 or pretty damn close to that mark. Hype of Insight even coming out on Stinger, so that'll help up against a Zeus.
They're gonna smoke. They have to go contest Roche Knight right now, or they might just lose.
Incoming!
They're gonna run into each other here. Stinger might prop the smoke. 4-star forward. They don't quite get it, and now it's all for naught. NoToday, still smoked up behind that. No pun intended, man.
And it's off.
Yeah, both teams should know what's going on here. Smash in the front lines. He does get lassoed up, stunned up, almost blown up, not quite though. Now the Echo Slam with absolutely everyone. Smash still alive. Everything is going wrong here. If we're blinking in, chopping away to everyone. 4 heroes down. Sleaze is still alive. Where is he at? Yeah, blinking out, but at what cost? Oh, he's still being followed here. Smash gets a stun off. Yeah, follow-up stun here from the Earthshaker. Hex comes out as well, and from Ifrit. I think Ifrit has Hex, yeah. Did not go for Scotty after all, and only one buyback on Sleazel. He can't defend against this. It's a set of racks, maybe even game, as you said.
Yeah.
Trouble brewing at Radiant's bottom tower.
Bit of a misplay there. Like, I think as soon as their smoke was popped, they yeah, I mean, like, IX Mike didn't blink close enough to get the lasso off onto Phoenix, so as soon as his smoke was popped, I think they should have just backed. Like, there's no point in fighting around Roshan without that element of surprise.
We saw what happened when they went on Smash after that. I mean,
bottom tower.
They got him down to maybe a third health, but it was not enough. He survived, and then all hell broke loose with Van coming in with a nice Echo Slam. And then Ifrit. That was just an invitation for Ifrit to come in and poof on absolutely everything. So much magic damage coming up from him alone.
From this moment,
well, we'll buy back on AM, and this is do or die.
If it might fall, he does have the Aegis, so we'll come back. Smash here, pops the BKB once again, gets lassoed up by IX Mike. Drag back down on the cover of the tier 4s, but will be zipping out. Nothing of value lost just yet. They wanted to use that Aegis, but now Ifrit still standing around, stunning absolutely everything here. And Sleazel now going to work, and Ifrit is down. Big target to get. Now Stinger in trouble as well. Pretty much instigated after the blink, so yeah, they do hold at least 1.5 set of racks, but still, bottom lane racks completely down. and the melee racks in mid. That's a huge loss still, all things considered for Wheel. Now they have to get something in return. They at least have to maybe get a tier 2 off of this.
There's no buyback on the Meepo. I think they suspect that, given that he spent most of his gold on the Scythe and the Diffusal Blade. He hasn't really been farming much, he's just been farming heroes at this point. But they have to at least get a T2 tower. AM's buyback was eventually worth it, as there will be a TP. Ike's Mike trying to find something.
TP will cancel, Smash will zip in here, focusing on Sleedle with the silence and Axe coming out, but he will still survive. Matt is out. Nice clock shot here onto Derp, and him and Relic will fall as they burn under cover of the Phoenix Sun. And now, yeah, Goody, next one on the list, not quite far away, a triple kill for Clockwork even. Sleedle just continuing to farm, but once again we're in a situation where
they only have
the lane
one
is
buyback.
exposed, they only have one buyback, and Sleedle still needs to heal up. I mean, they still have Ike's Mike, which is kind of the one of the more stable heroes, but I don't think they have quite enough damage to fight up against 3 of these heroes with the amount of lockdown that they have available.
The only positive for them right now is that Meepo can't get back into the fight. He doesn't have boots of travel. I think it's up to Ike's Mike to, like, he had to initiate there. He had to buy a smoke, I think. Oh, it's on cooldown. They don't have one. He needs to find a kill here. And honestly, I think it has to be the Earthshaker. He's been the one doing the most damage in these fights, I think.
Radiant's mid-rags ain't looking so hot.
He's definitely been able to provide the control that the Meepo needed to... What?
That's so cheeky. Phoenix dives past Ike's Mike and throws an Urn Charge on him so he can't blink.
Oh man, oh that's a hookshot, doesn't miss this time. At the tier 3, all taking a bit of damage here, Smash coming in deep here with the BKB, and now Ifrit joining the party. Nice Echo Slam once again, 3 heroes down just like that. Buyback from Ike's Mike, but no Sleedle, no damage here. They might get Meepo if they drag it back into the base, but at what cost?
He has buyback. He won't be able to come back into the fight, I think. Doesn't have boots of travel. Doesn't
matter, I mean, mid-racks are down complete here, Smash is still relatively healthy. Healthy enough here to bring down Derp. He actually swaps himself out, but look at Smash just zipping about. Doesn't even care that Relic is there with full health. He doesn't even care about Ike's Mike with the lesser already expended.
Oh, Storm actually dies.
Okay. The Van's still alive though. Now Relic being burned up by Sting, and now Storm already back in the fight with that really low cooldown, really low death timer. Yeah, 4 heroes down, only one left standing there, this Derp.
2 down.
1 buyback, but Vengeful Spirit is not gonna help you. That is actually game. They're just adding insult to injury at this point, even stunning up Goody at the very end there. Ifrit will die again, and just having some fun here, being like the top pros with their fun diving bit.
I think we'll probably see an inquiry by Wheel as to who the stand-in is, but we'll see. I don't know the rules of the tournament, but I think switching out your player for somebody else. Oh, GG Bigotes. That's the Flames.
Shots fired, but then again, Mike also known to fire shots every once in a while, so I guess it's okay. I don't know.
Alright.
But yeah, definitely some very great series here. Game 1 was looking a little bit underwhelming. Maybe it was just that Pocket Strat that not wanted to try out, knowing that they have the skills to beat Wheel in a straight. And Wheel rack while whistling in the joinDOTA MLG Pro League Season 2. This is an elimination series. This is an elimination match. My name is DragonJaw, bringing you the action along with my co-caster Turbo. Welcome back, man.
Hey man, you enjoy last game, or was it a little bit too stompy?
Yeah, it was a little bit cool here and there, like some kills. Like
yeah,
normal.
Just a few kills.
Just a few great kills. Yeah.
I mean, we saw how NoToday can be really explosive when you give them an early lead.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
I mean,
especially Smash on the Shadow Fiend.
Yeah.
It's a recipe for disaster right then and there. And we saw what happened. He was a major part of their influence and their control over the game as well. Yeah.
And generally, I think they had better team fight coordination. Because I saw in a few fights, like the Lina and the Axe were using their ultimates on the same heroes when they didn't need to. So that meant that Axe, sure, he used his dunk, but then the Lina didn't have her Laguna Blade off cooldown to use on somebody potentially more worthy of being killed.
Yep. I mean, we saw Wheel fight back in a really good team fight there at the first high ground defense, but that ultimately proved to be just a drop in Hotstone. He's not today came back just after that to finish what they started. But yeah, the third game, it's a different game. Maybe not so much for Not Today as they pick up the Clockwork once more. But they're going to be up against Eventual Spirit in the Batrider now. So, what do you think about this Batrider Clockwork at first? Yeah, that kind of an adversarial relationship a little bit.
The Batrider obviously farms a lot faster, and
10
he
seconds
has
to
more
go.
presence in the lane because he's more mobile with his Firefly, so he can go into
5
the jungle
seconds.
and more successfully contest pulls and stacks. So
Reserve time.
it's always risky stacking against a Batrider because you risk him walking into your jungle and being like, "Hey, these are some really juicy creeps that you prepared for me. Like, thanks a lot."
Yeah.
So, I kind of like what we saw last game where Lina walked in and found that stack they had prepared for Smash. So, he generally has a better time in games.
Dyer's ban.
Just because he can farm a lot faster if he has a hard time in lane.
Yeah.
He can just retreat back to the jungle, and that's usually the end of that.
Yeah.
So,
And sometimes you see Batriders get like a 7 or 8
10
minute lane
seconds to
dagger.
go.
oh yeah.
Then again, IX Mike, who would assume would play this hero, he's
Radiant's
missed his link
ban.
timings before in the last couple of games as well. So what?
No, out of all the heroes that IX Mike plays, I would say his Clockwork and his Batrider are by far the best heroes.
Yeah,
time.
probably. Maybe Nature's
So,
Prophet, I would put
10
that in the
seconds to
general
go.
area as well.
Yeah,
But he
it's just that
hasn't played that far.
Nature's
Ban.
Prophet hasn't been. I haven't seen him picked at all
Yeah.
in like a couple months. I think in this situation he's going to be fine. Earthshaker doesn't bother the Batrider too much because he can
10
just fly over
seconds
the
to
fissure
go.
if he has Firefly available. So it's really up to
5
the
seconds.
Batrider to make a misplay in that situation. Like, he only dies if he misplays and he has Firefly off cooldown
Reserve
or on
time.
cooldown.
Yep. We'll see how Not
Radiant's
Today
ban.
will want to deal with that Batrider later on, because of course that's some potent long-range initiation. If you have a couple of items up, Link Dagger, Force Staff, Boots of Travel, you go in, grab your target, and get out pretty damn quickly again. And Clockwork, I mean, sure, you
10
have some good
seconds to
initiation
go.
as well, but you are committing more so than the Batrider. Batrider
5
always has a
seconds.
chance to maybe try and get out with his mobility and his free pathing that he gets from Firefly.
Reserve
Clockwork,
time.
if he hooks in and if he connects, then it's a whole different story. Either you follow up with your whole team, or you
Dyer's
just
big.
leave the Clockwork to die for the most part.
Basically. And they do have a way to save heroes too with the Clockwork,
Radiant's
like
pick.
with the Vengeful Spirit. They can just swap out whoever gets caught by Clockwork. They sacrifice the Venge, but by then she's already done what she has been asked.
Well, hell, depending on the situation, you can also swap out the Clockwork in a even worse position. Then the cogs
Yeah, that
aren't
too.
all that scary anymore, so... A lot of possibilities with that swap available as well, and also taking that away as a possible counter-up against the Batrider.
10 seconds to go.
So, yeah, I like that first 1-2 from Wheel, and now
5
adding up the
seconds.
Zeus for some magic damage. Solid draft so far, I would say, but they're up against the Storm Spirit, and Smash
Oh,
didn't
boy.
look too good in the first game with that hero, but I
Reserve
have a
time.
feeling this game might be different.
Yeah, I think the first game wasn't so much a failing on his part as it was the tri-lane kind of falling apart.
Yeah.
And they do ban out the Queen of Pain. I mean, he did die solo to the Queen of Pain in that game, and AM.
Dyer's pick.
Oh boy. This is a heavy farm-oriented tri-lane
Oh.
already.
Someone's dropped out like a kid
Yeah,
in school.
question for you. Does the blink... Is the blink animation fast enough to not get cancelled by the battery assault from the Clockwork?
The interval for battery assault is 0.7, and I believe that the
10 seconds to
blink
go.
animation is something a little higher than that.
Radiant's
so I
banned.
believe that it does get cancelled.
Yeah.
If
Is it
if
yeah.
Clockwork does isolate the anti-mage, although, oh man,
Yeah, but then again, Clockwork is all magic damage mostly, and Anti-Mage does have some protection up against it if he decides to
10
put on
seconds to
put some
go.
points into spell shield. So he might not even die to the Clockwork until the
5 seconds.
until Cogs run out.
And we're back.
But, I don't know. It's a little bit tricky here with the
Reserve
Anti-Mage. I
time.
feel.
okay. Checking it out, the cast time for anti-mage's blink is listed on the site, the Dota 2 wiki, as 0.4 plus 0.53. So I believe 0.4 is the animation or something. I think it actually, I think he is okay to get away from the Clockwork battery assault.
Well, we might find out soon. I mean, if he can get out reliably, then there shouldn't be too much of a problem with that, at least. He still has to worry about Storm Switch to some degree here if he gets an Orchid up and running.
Yeah, I think this is a game where, like, sometimes you see really greedy anti-mages. I think we see this mostly in China. But anti-mages sometimes
seconds
go
to
for a
go.
really stats-oriented skill build. They
Radiant's
get
pick.
1-1-1 or maybe 1-2-1 and then 1 in the ultimate, but they continue to put more points in stats. Sleazel could choose to do that, but this might be a game where you max out. Where you max out, instead of getting stats, you get like max in
Oh,
blink
good.
and then more in spell
Yeah.
shield.
I would definitely like a max out blink. I mean, just to get that lower cooldown. From 12 to
10
5 seconds,
seconds to go.
that's a big deal, especially if you blink in aggressively, right?
seconds.
It allows you to just blink in more aggressively, and then if you get in trouble, get out more reliably. Because
Reserve
if you
time.
blink in level 1, maybe try and blink in for a kill here, try to finish someone off, and then suddenly an Earthshaker appears and
Oh, yeah.
stun locks you, then you can't even blink out, even if the stun,
Dyer's pick.
even if you're not stunned up anymore. So we'll see. We'll see how this works out.
We will see. That is the big question. I think Anti-Mage will have a really good time in this lane, however, because Clockwork can't really contest with him in terms
Yeah.
of... like, he's going to be zoned out by Venge and Lion really hard. And
Yeah,
they honestly
absolutely.
might be able to kill him